Hello, welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better Right Square podcast. This is your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Michael the Mike.
What is up? What is up?
Chillin', man. This is your weekly podcast for anything and everything in the world of pop culture and beyond.
And stuff.
Always. Mad
Always
stuff. Mad stuff. Biggie
Mad
talk.
stuff. Yes.
Biggie talk.
Yes.
Shout outs to NCR 2019. NorCal Regionals. That's fighting game tournament going on right now. They have I believe the likes of Street Fighter, Tekken. I think there's some DOA over there. There's a bunch of stuff. I think there's Under Night and Birth. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Shout out to them. Shout out to Smug. We see you using G. Open that ass. So we didn't go because it's a big ass event. But there's a bunch of different things that came from PAX 2019 this year, PAX East.
Yes. Next year, we definitely need to go.
Yeah, man, because it's not far. It's in Boston.
Yeah, we can rent a car. We all put money together. Fuck, we can even share a damn room.
Yeah, it's not really a highbrow affair. So that's really one of the cool things about it. It's mad people go. Just go there and chill, have fun.
Yeah.
Shout outs to the Up, Down, Down crew.
Yep.
Xavier Woods and his video game division of WWE. What do you say is there? Is Ember Moon, what is it? Great Saying Otaku.
Yeah.
And I forget his name, Brendan.
Tyler Breeze.
And Tyler Breeze. Prince Petty.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Yeah.
Prince Petty.
Prince Petty, and then Brendan Williams.
Yeah. So they're over there holding it down, doing a big video game thing, doing a cosplay thing.
Yeah, there was something I told you. I think I sent you to listen. He was on Greg Miller's Kind of Funny podcast.
I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw the first 2 minutes.
I would say listen to it because Xavier Woods actually tells you his plan and what he really wants to do with the Twitch money he makes.
Okay.
He wants to make his own video game company. I told you this before that he wants to build his own video game company, but what he wants to do is use the WWE license things to do so. So he wants to make little mobile games like he wanted a Cesaro coffee game.
That'd be awesome.
Using the likeness of the guys and like that. And he said when the contract expires, then I can actually create the next wrestling games and things like that.
Now, I would love it if they gave him at least some leeway with creating another wrestling game on a smaller scale for the company, because how I feel about their yearly games. I'm not really that much of a fan of the actual gameplay.
Yeah,
I love how the other side things, especially this year's or last year's game. But I'd love to have an old school Aki based type of wrestling game again. That would be cool.
Yeah, honestly, listen to that interview. It was last week's Kind of Funny Games with Xavier Woods. Definitely check out the interview because he actually really talks about how he wants to do things and how little by little he can take the full license of what WWE wants to do in video games, and it'll be him and his company doing the video games.
Good.
Not any other company. So he was like, what if I could make it to that would be everything would be in house and created. So it's 100% profit. You're not sharing the profit, and it's all he had a really good way of doing things. One of the big things was Cesaro coffee game. It was Dine and Dash with coffee. With Cesaro, but starring Cesaro. It's gonna be Cesaro's likenesses and shit like that.
Yes.
And he wanted to do little things like that.
Does he European uppercut your cup out of your hand?
Maybe.
That would be the ultimate.
Yeah. So it was a really strong and smart interview. I love Xavier Woods and what he's doing. He's probably one of the smartest dudes, probably one of the most humble and one of the most approachable people in WWE. Period. I've met him 3 times off of random areas, and just to say what's up and shit, he was very friendly, very nice, and wanted to talk to you. He actually wants to talk to you, and that's something that's a lot of people don't show. Is that when you go up to them, they'll be like, hey, and then they'll let you go. No, he wants to talk to how you enjoying this? You like this? You like that? He actually engages with you, which shout out to Xavier Woods. He's awesome.
Yes. Make sure you check out what is their panel for, what is their role-playing segment? Rollout, yeah. That's supposed to have happened, I believe it was last night.
Yeah.
And so the footage, I guess they said, should be up on their YouTube later today, or maybe it might be even already be up.
Yeah.
But I would say maybe if just in case, give it till later today. You can see all that stuff.
Their new episode launched today,
Okay. Okay.
which yeah, I actually been really enjoying it because Alexa Bliss and Aiden is there too, and
Really?
it's a lot
How
of fun.
about?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really fun stuff.
Yeah, that's the type
Um,
of collaborations we do like when bigger companies that have an incredible budget can also have people in them that are interested in all other types of stuff and they get to do stuff.
I think what's great about it, and one thing I like about it is like I feel that the people volunteered their time to do it, and it's not like the company's paying them to do everything and shit like
which
that.
is which is what you want.
I
Yeah.
think Xavier Woods is more like, hey, you do this, you want to do this, you want to do that. Like, a lot of people don't know, but like Ember Moon and Alexa Bliss are like almost next door neighbors.
Oh, really? Okay.
So they're very close, and they gotten very close when the whole move. I remember one thing with Instagram that Alexa Bliss's little puppy was sick, and Ember Moon came in with a bunch of dog toys and everything just for the little puppy. But and also they also take like they live right next to each other and shit like that. So that's a big friendship that you won't really see on TV or anything like that. But they're very close.
Oh no, I was saying I'm glad that
Yeah,
WWE lets these people who work for multi-billion-dollar company now
yeah,
let them do this because back in the day, and it's even now today, you have to remember people sign the contracts and all types of stuff, and
yeah,
some people don't get it.
yeah,
And I like that whoever's behind the contracts and stuff gets it and
yeah,
lets them do stuff on their own because
yeah.
there's not a lot of people that allow you to do your own thing when you're a part of a bigger thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and
So shout outs.
Xavier was probably one of the first people to actually really like cross the bridge with like Kenny Omega and Young Bucks with
Yeah,
their big fighting tournament. He did that even way before with Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega was actually on Up Up Down Down with the Street Fighter,
and he
and
was.
yeah,
They brought it to it brings it full circle with
yeah,
things like NCR,
mm-hmm,
where the first time they actually met was at CEL
mm-hmm,
for the tournaments, and that wasn't any giant corporate event. It wasn't actually a homegrown fighting game tournament that's like super
yeah,
popular in the Florida area, and so it's wrestling theme,
yeah,
and it just so happens that the TO, the tournament organizer Jabali, he's like super into both styles of wrestling, New
yeah,
Japan, all that stuff, and then what most people know is WWE.
yeah,
So but thank goodness that they were allowed to, because Kenny, I remember the story from that one was that Kenny was there because he could just do whatever he wants, and then Xavier literally had to jump on like a red eye to get there,
yeah,
and he came to the tournament right from the airport, and I was
yeah,
like, that's the dedication. Like, yeah,
yeah.
that's cool.
And
But
then
that was like a homegrown thing, and I
yeah,
like that they don't just go to the mass market stuff. They go to the stuff that they like that's smaller too.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
they have to. This is how you
So,
build your brand. You show how much dedication you have.
hmm
But it's great. It's great. It's good to see that stuff.
so good on them. I'm glad to see that some of them are at least the up down down crew is at PAX this year.
Yep.
So make sure you check out their content.
Yep.
As for the show itself, there's many websites are putting out their rundowns of games that were there. I'm looking at GameSpots right now,
Mm-hmm.
and of all the stuff there's quite a few things. I'm not really up on all the stuff that has trailers and whatnot, but I'll
Yeah.
talk about what I was looking forward to. That did get announced. Dead Cells is a game that came out last year, and they're still getting free content, and it's supposed to be, I guess, the first actual piece of DLC for the game.
Okay.
And I'm not 100% sure if it's free or not, but there's like a full story expansion to the game with a new boss and everything, and that's been in beta, and so the footage is out there of what it is. That's pretty cool. That's been announced at PAX. There's also the Borderlands 3 trailer, which is like is hit or miss apparently, because it literally does look just like the second game, and I guess you really can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
you know how it is. It's unfortunate because the last Borderlands, remember, it was a last generation game.
Yeah.
Yes, there was the HD remakes and stuff, but like you have to remember the style and all the gameplay elements, they were like something from last gen. So I think a lot of people's concerns are this looks like the same thing.
Yeah, it hasn't really like evolved.
Yeah, and if the art style is the only thing that stayed, I'm fine
Yeah.
because we there was an evolution with games like that, the quote unquote looter shooter,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been a terrible evolution. Destiny, things like Anthem, things like all the new games that promise you loot, they're not all good, and I
Yeah.
hope they don't adopt the new model.
Yeah.
From what it looks like, it's still gonna have a bajillion guns.
Yeah.
But the thing that I'm worried about is what is the evolution of the gameplay? Because I could tell you right now, playing that game by yourself sucks.
Yeah.
There's lots of stretches of long, drawn out areas. You got to drive around, and the driving is one of the most
Yeah.
boring parts of Borderlands. So I'm interested to know, did they take any feedback? Did they know what the problems from the last game was? Because Borderlands 2 was a game that was so popular. Like people from all different types of gameplay sections really like that game. Like
Yeah.
people who like RPGs like it, people who like loot games like Diablo like it, people
Yeah.
who like shoot first person shooters like it, people who like just silly games in general. It captured so many people's like hearts.
Yeah, and then
So
the
that people
nostalgic
don't talk
factor
bad
too.
about it.
And
Yeah.
also the nostalgic factor, like they had little like Easter eggs for Ninja Turtle. They had little Easter eggs
Yes.
for things
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, I remember that
And
too.
then that makes people like, and this kind of goes into what you're going to talk about with Power Rangers and season
Yeah.
2. People's nostalgia makes
Yeah.
them always say in a conversation, "Oh, that was the best thing ever."
Yeah.
And then when we revisit it, like you did, sometimes you find out not always the case. So I hope that because everybody and their grandmother loved Borderlands 2, that they didn't take that as we don't have to fix anything. You know what I mean?
I
So
hope at least like if it's not gonna change in graphic wise, at least change in like the gameplay, as in
yeah,
the weapons you use, and like you can use two weapons in a certain way, or you get like little like mini machines that you can fucking ride around in a personal
I
machine kind
hope
of thing with
stuff.
guns and things
Yeah.
like that.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
evolve the gameplay, not just
Yes.
have the staggering same gameplay, evolve the gameplay, add more weapons. And the Borderlands was like a scrap metal kind of thing. Like everything was duct taped to each other and shit like
Yeah.
that. So imagine using like what was it?
Yeah, it's Claptrap.
Claptrap. And you putting like two bazookas on him and riding him.
Oh, he was a character. Oh, he was in pre-sequel as a character.
Yeah.
And
No, but like imagine like
bust.
you're able to use him as a bonus weapon kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like the gameplay reminded me always of kind of like a Halo, like the old school Halo when you play with your friends kind of thing. That's one thing that Borderlands already reminded me of. Like you driving the 4x4 truck and shit, and people are shooting and things like that, and it brings that factor of fun to the gameplay. Like it plays like that. It's fun, but Borderlands 2, I actually enjoyed by myself. I was able to play that game by myself and be perfectly fine. Yeah, I'll join in with people here and there, but I was able to play with that game and actually enjoy it.
Man,
because it had more story.
Yeah, but it's just okay. You know where it broke down for me to be not fun to play by yourself was if you did the side content.
Yeah.
To like get all the, because you remember one of the staples of that game is that it's a RPG that usually has a staggering amount of side quests.
Yeah.
And usually they either get you a mod for your character, your costume to look different, or they get you a shield or a special gun. Like, oh, this gun shoots bullets that it opens a portal and then 50 more bullets run out of the portal. You know, it has like dumb stuff like that, but usually that's in the side content. Yeah. And the thing that happens with a lot of the areas is you're repeating the same area over and over again. If you do the side contact, all of them, and that wears thin when you play by yourself. Like that got hard. Like especially when you did like a new game plus run and stuff.
Yeah,
it was just like, all right, I already beat this already, and now the enemies are harder. Because I played the hell out of that game because it had like an ultimate mode, kind of like Phantasy Star.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons why I'm a fan of the Borderlands series, or at least games that do loot correctly, is because that's kind of a thing that it hits that Phantasy Star itch.
Yeah,
where there's so much loot in the game. It's like you're never gonna find all of it.
Yeah,
and that's sort of what I like about Borderlands is that they had a system to break up the story guns where they were randomly generated guns that would take all types of crazy modifiers as well.
Yeah.
And that added to the replayability. And like you said, Mark, I hope they add touches and little things and revisit some stuff to like tweak some things to make it go in an even further way where you can get more customization.
Yeah.
Like I hope that's a big thing because I like that the tree. Remember, like the tree lets you customize your character to be a hybrid if you wanted to, or you can go straight down the tree and do because they had a predetermined path for you, but you could break off and customize it even within that predetermined tree, which made it fun and made it like this version of my Gunzerker is only mine. And if I play with you and you use the same character, we're going to be slightly different. And we can still complement each other to like get through the game when it gets hard and stuff. And I hope they go more and more and more customization because like one of the things I like of because I think this is a current gen game. It's not going to be in the next generation of games.
Yeah.
At least they haven't said it. So if a game is graphically not, you know, sure it's going to be 4K and blah blah blah. But I mean, like if a game is not, if the graphics aren't the selling point, right?
Yeah.
I hope the power behind the game is the selling point because it's like, okay, you can have old graphics. Now let's put more cars on screen. Yeah. Let's put more bad guys on screen. Let's put more gear on screen. Like I hope they go more and more and more.
Yeah, it's exactly what I think like it said it should be. Like it has to have just a lot more content in it. Like I want to see like 50 motherfuckers coming at me in events and things like that with the big monster behind it and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you don't show that and there's still limitations to what you could put on the screen, then it's like what you've been doing all these years.
You know what other game I want to ask that question? Yo, Anthem, what you been doing for 6 years? What's up? That fuck. You know, all right, let me not talk about Anthem. So Borderlands, it is what it is. Shout out to Samoa Joe for throwing shade. Took him out there. Trailer needs a day one patch. Why you gotta be so harsh?
I love you, Samoa.
Why you gotta be so harsh, champ?
Should be harsh. They need to hear it.
I know.
And if they don't fix it, he's gonna choke him.
Choke him out. Choke Randy Pushfit off.
Go
choke him out on stage. Yeah.
And up, down, I'll make a video of it because I want to see
it. Please.
Samoa Joe with his theme blasting from a truck. Dun, dun, dun. Like, oh shit, he's gonna kill all y'all. Run!
Uh-oh. Why are they all chanting Joe? I don't know.
Just be two people outside. Joe. That'll be me and you.
Yep, that's it. That's it. That's all he needs.
Get some signs and shit made.
Oh man. Also over this, they debuted a trailer, and I believe it's playable there. Is Streets of Rage 4, and this one from me is getting a no bueno. I'm unfortunately not feeling it. What I've seen, it looks super generic. The music sounds generic. It sounds like it's from like that period of games during like the mid 360s era, like 2008 or so. It's like if this game came out alongside Castle Crashers and stuff, this would be like a standout. Now it just looks dated. And it sounds awful. I'm not gonna cut it any slack. The hit sounds and the music, I'm not feeling it at all, unfortunately. It's still not done. Like it's not out yet. You know what I mean? Like they haven't. I think they don't even have the date yet. So let's make sure and check. I don't. Oh, while no date has been announced, so not yet. Dude, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this one.
Yeah.
The original composer, Yuzo Koshiro, said it was like, dude, if you want me, you know, I will compose. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they've chosen to not do this. This is one of those things that I do not like when any company that gets a nostalgic franchise does. We want to make our own spin on things. Don't do that.
We don't want.
It's been too long.
We want a continuation.
Yeah, it's just, but also it's been too long.
Yeah.
like the last Streets of Rage, I think was 93 or 94. Like Streets of Rage 3. It's been too long. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say. Hopefully people who have played it this weekend, they'll have some videos up saying whether or not it's it feels good. But as far as how it sounds, no bueno.
I'm scared. I'm a little scared.
Yeah.
I say that because it to be good. Because we have talked about Streets of Rage and how much love we have, especially for Sega games and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the soundtracks and shit like that. Shit, you have musical interludes of Streets of Rage on our RedCycloneInc SoundCloud.
Yes, that music is timeless, dude.
Yeah,
that's a reason.
And to this day, like if I jump it on it, I'm just like bouncing to the fucking beats and just playing the game, and I love it.
Yeah,
the soundtrack is what it is, and Sega during those times had fucking killer soundtracks.
Yeah, when somebody learned how to use the Genesis for the music properly, you didn't get all that shit because there's some bad music.
No, what I used to do because when I had the original Sega, because the original Sega Genesis had the earphone jack.
Yeah, that's the one I had.
I used to put the earphone jack in and just listen to the fucking music while I played. Like it was just so dope.
Yeah.
So it's disappointing when it's like fuck, what was the game that came out that didn't have the same music either?
Toe Jam
and Earl, the same thing. Is like, yo, we want the nostalgic factor with the music. I think if they would have put the old school music within the new graphics, I think it would have caught on a lot more. Just the fact that it's like you're bouncing to the same music that you did before. Mm-hmm. That has everything else that had the original game. It's just the music is not the same.
Yeah. And I think there's some issues with the sounds with that game, and that's the only. Like, to be perfectly honest, it's a brawler. It's a beat 'em up. It's not supposed to be super deep. I get what it is. You go from one side to the other. You punch people in the face, and then 8 stages later, it's game over. I get it. Yeah. But when there's things that keep you hooked throughout, because I'm telling you now, if it turns out the soundtrack is just whack all the way through, from reviews and whatnot, what's going to keep you interested?
Yeah.
Throughout all of the stages, because once you get this does not seem to have progression, meaning there's no leveling up, unlocking moves, right? It's a straightforward beat 'em up. It's an old school. You have your tools from the beginning. If there's no progression, if there's no extra added layer except for more combo opportunities, then how much replay value will it have? And that sound is important. It really is.
No, that's true. Like, you want to enjoy it. Like, you want to be beaten to it. Like, again, I remember fucking just putting my headphone jack just to listen to the soundtrack, especially level 8. Level 8 soundtrack was that's probably one of the best songs on the first game. So
the first one, is like, oh my god, the first one has some good music too. But again, I'm hoping for good things.
Me too.
What good news, and I think this is like the last big thing I saw that I'm very interested in so far from PAX East 2019.
Yeah,
it's the game I sent you the trailer for. I think it's Cyber Shadow.
Yeah,
and that's by your boys at Yacht Club Games, makers of Shovel Knight. All the goodness. Was it Plague Knight's the other guy? All the goodness. Like, they know how to do. They know how to do that style of 2D platformer / with action very, very well.
Yeah,
they understand the soundtracks, they understand the sound effects, and this looks like the right type of throwback game. It also has the very, very NES looking color palette and sprite type.
Yeah.
And it's a ninja game. This is now, to me, it looks like somebody at Yacht Club plays Shatterhand, and I was telling you that earlier.
Yeah,
because of the way the backgrounds look, the way the environment is, the way the character has to wall jump and jump through different platforms, and it's just like some of the settings look very similar, but also very specific.
Yeah,
it looks like a combination between that and Ninja Gaiden.
Okay,
but not in the Ninja Gaiden is hard way. It's in the Ninja Gaiden is your character is very fast, very mobile, very agile, and it has a sword, and it's a ninja.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have different abilities. So it looks like a good fusion between the two, excuse me. I believe they said that's playable at PAX this year as well. So I can't wait to see the impressions from people on that one. Like that's looks to be my game of PAX, honestly. Like I don't care about if it's the next big thing or not. Like I will take an 8-bit, 16-bit action platform any day. Like I love those. So make sure you keep an eye out for Cyber Shadow. I don't exactly know when it's coming out because a lot of this stuff they don't have the dates. They're just showing trailers and whatnot. So I'll see if it's coming out. Did you get to see anything about any of the other games that came out this year?
I didn't really look at the tax season was coming out and shit, so I was not sure. The one I know for a fact was Borderlands 3 that was shown, and the rest I was not too fond of, too clear of. I saw the Mortal Kombat stuff. And,
oh yeah, we can talk about that too. Yeah,
Mortal Kombat looks fun as hell.
Yeah, I know you pre-ordered the big boy edition, right?
I got the collector's edition, yeah, the $300 fucking.
Ooh, so here, if you want to pre-order it now, and it's gonna be on PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and Steam.
Yeah.
Cyber Shadow, $14.99, and you can pre-order it if you want to.
I probably will because I actually like games like that. So
$14.99
is the right price.
That's the perfect price. Yes.
It looks like Shinobi a little bit.
I see that as well. Like the character model.
Yeah, it looks like
red headband. Yeah.
A little bit of the Sega, the new Sega one too.
Yes, the black one. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna pre-order.
And it's just saying the soundtrack is produced by Enrique Martin, but it's by Enrique Martin, but it's produced by Jay Kaufman. And we were talking about Double Dragon Neon. Yeah. That's the guy that made that soundtrack.
Oh, sweet. That
soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
That guy's a legend. I know people always, whenever you hear the name Jay Kaufman, you go, "Oh man, the music's gonna be good." But like, it's ridiculous his track record of just good music. Like, if I'll put it to you this way, most of the games that he's on the soundtrack for, if you were to do what we said about Streets of Rage 4, but in the opposite way, if you were to take the Jake Kaufman soundtrack out of some of the games, it would make it worse.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel about Streets of Rage 4. Like, somebody needs to come and save that game with the music. They really do. But as far as Cyber Shadow, it's just every little extra bit of information I keep getting, it just seems like it's better and better. I've only heard about this game this weekend. Like, I'm sure there was a lead up to it, but yeah, dude, like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
and it's only $15.
$15 is not bad at all.
Nope.
Yep. I bought a game that wasn't worth the price tag that I paid.
All right. Well,
I picked up the Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, which is right now on Xbox One and Switch. It comes out the end of this month, end of April for PS4.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't know why. There's no explanation. They just don't come out until then. But yeah. So you have my gripe with it, like they do have a $40 version, which is considered their collector's edition, which is digital collector's edition is not much of a collector's because you're not really collecting anything from the game. So yeah, I hate the name name. Unless you're going to give me something with it, that's a collector. If it's not going to give me shit with it, it's not a collector's edition. I'm not collecting anything from it.
This is true.
This is true. But yeah, so if you got the deluxe, I'll say deluxe edition because the collectors, I hate that name. The deluxe the edition gave you the bonus pass for all the characters, which I think is they said about 5 characters. Okay. But the sad thing about the 5 characters, they're just different versions of the same characters they already have in the game, which I think is 9 characters already.
Yeah, you said it was 9.
9 characters for a 3-on-3 fighting game, which that right there kind of disappointed me. Like, how you just don't have 9 characters for a 3D? Like, if it's 1-on-1, then I understand it having 9 characters. But if you're using all 3 people, then you're very limited with the teams.
That's a very weird decision. Like to hold over from the other game. Like I get the limitations on where it came from, but I don't understand why when you're not doing the limited mobile version anymore.
Yeah.
Why you won't you upgrade to something that can
Well,
hold
the mobile game
12
Shattered Grid has over 100 characters.
already?
That game been running for about 3 years, and
Wait a second. Hold on. Do you mean to tell me they're trying to nickel and dime people now?
Yeah,
That
always been.
sucks. See, I didn't know that. Damn, dude. I didn't know that.
So Shattered Grid, the Shattered Grid was a game that came out like 3 years ago.
Mhm.
I used to play it all the time, but then you had to pay to buy characters, and I'm like, fuck you. But they had everyone. They have at least they actually have at least one ranger to represent every company.
Okay.
And then you have other characters that just are in the game and stuff like that. That just made sense for them. Like Shadow Ranger just came out, TJ just came out, and a couple others. Which I would have loved Shadow Ranger in this game, to be honest with you. But
yeah.
But my disappointment with it, the 9 characters, but the thing that they're saying they're additional characters. Like they have one of them when you buy the pass, you get the Red Ranger with the dragon shield. It doesn't change his gameplay. He's just the same Red Ranger, just with the dragon shield. He has a dragon dagger in his pocket, and he doesn't do nothing with it.
It's basically just the skin. That's unfortunate.
Exactly, and that's my disappointment with it.
Oh man.
And then the other one was the Spat in the Sun Green Ranger with the Sword of Darkness, and he doesn't do nothing with the Sword of Darkness. He uses it like the dagger.
Great. It's just there.
Yeah. So it disappoints me. That disappoints me. The gameplay itself, it's fun. It's a fun fighting. Like it's a fun beat 'em up fighting kind of style. I'll say a slower version of Dragon Ball Z Fighter.
Okay. Yeah. I see it.
It's a mix of that.
It has a very Marvel 1 almost.
Yeah.
Not like it's a little more grounded, a lot less air combo heavy, but it has ridiculous juggles.
Yes.
Like I've seen, if you want to see some higher level gameplay, you can check out Maximilian playing through it, and he's got like some combos down with like what's the name of the pink one with the black and pink?
Yes, Pink Ranger. That's the Shattered Dimension Pink Ranger.
She's like Ranger Slayer or something like that.
But that's the other one. Like the Pink Ranger, her other character is the regular Kimberly Pink Ranger.
Oh,
and it's same exact gameplay.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I'm very disappointed in that part of that.
Gotcha. I was not aware it was that type of DLC scheme.
Yeah, and I noticed that from the beginning, and I'm mad that I paid the $40. I just should have paid 20, and I would have got just the basic characters. It would have been perfectly fine.
You would have been all right.
I got my copy on the Switch. It's again like it's a. I wish also I had more substance. I wish I had more storyline.
Okay. Yeah.
There's no storyline whatsoever. You just do the arcade. You fight one of the villains, and that's it. There's no storyline whatsoever. The online gameplay has been kind of funky. It's on the Switch though, so I expect it to be funky on the Switch because Switch Online is not that great. I have gotten the PS4 was bought for me, so I will be having the PS4 one when it comes out. So I'll have both versions of it. So I'll tell you the gameplay difference on the PS4 than on the Switch.
Okay. Yeah.
But other than that, like I wish it was better. I really do wish it was better. But yeah, it wasn't. It's all right. It's fun. It's fun for a little bit. It's fun finding your friend and shit like that. But I wish there was more substance to the game, and I wish there was more characters.
Yeah.
Power Rangers have a lot of characters, a lot of them.
Yeah, that's one of like the largest legacies of any character base.
That's you have a lot of characters that people want to see. So, like, you could at least put at least one of every other one or some shit like that, you know?
Gotcha.
And that's my disappointment with it. But then again, you would have to have because again, like the phone gameplay is completely different.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, the phone gameplay is completely different. It's like swipe and swipe.
Gotcha.
And then you press the thing, so it plays differently. So them having to build characters from the ground up, I understand the limitations and the time limit probably they had. But then again, delay it and have more characters, more substance to the game. It will sell better.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But just that amount of characters, yeah, that kind of sucks. The way that they're not fully flushed out characters, you have to pay for them like they are. That kind of sucks.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm a little disappointed with it. I think IGN rated it a 6.8, which is well deserving. Again, it has really strong gameplay. The gameplay is fun. That's the one thing it has. It has good gameplay. Other than that, and then you also have like the bonus with the Megazords. Like if you get like almost dying, you have a icon that you can call the Megazord or the Dragonzord or Goldar, and they'll come attack and help you.
I've seen the Dragon's one. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. And then like the Green Ranger super is the Dragonzord. He calls it and it shoots the missiles at you and shit.
There's like the big tail drill.
Yeah.
Tries to step on you, smash you with the tail. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Those are cool things that they added to the game. The Megazord, you just see the power sword come down.
What's up with the Black Ranger, dude? Yo, he's ridiculous. How is he split into like 10 Rangers and shoot you?
Yeah. Well, he's like the stormtrooper for Lord Drakkon.
Now
so there's a bunch of them. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the Black Century Ranger.
Yeah. I've seen his gameplay, and at first I thought he was super generic. I'm like, yo, what is this generic Black Ranger with a gun? And then you start to see him do his moves. I'm like, wow, that's ridiculous.
I'm just mad that he never uses his battle axe as an axe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I bet you that's like his secret weapon. He's gonna pull out the axe, and so apparently no.
Nah, he just shoots your ass. And he has to reload it too.
I see. But them bullets, giant ass.
Well, I was just saying, like, where you reloaded? Like, what bullets are you using? Because
they came from his mind.
Yeah, the mind bullets. Yeah, that was one thing that was like, what? Really? Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
But he was pretty cool. The Star Rangers they have is Jason, the red, Tommy, the green, Lord Drakkon, the Shadow Grid, Pink Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
You have Magnum Defender, you have Cat from SPD, and you have the Black Sensory Ranger and Goldar.
Gotcha. And I like that Goldar looks not serious. He has like
he's good.
He has like a dumb cartoonish look to him. That's perfect for him.
And he's really good in the game. Like I actually like Goldar. Goldar is very fun to use. Magnum Defender is quite fun to use too. He kind of has like a Iron Man blast. With his shotgun.
Okay, I saw Lord Drakkon has Genocide Cutter, aka Rugel's kick.
Yeah,
I was like, what? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I like the Lord Drakkon too. He's pretty fun to use. Okay. Again, gameplay wise is fun. There could be a lot more depth. There could be a lot more story. There could be a lot more other things added to this game. A lot more characters and that stuff. But other than that, gameplay is good.
Gotcha.
Gameplay is solid.
Gotcha.
So yeah, 6.8 I say is fair.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's unfortunate, but oh well, we'll see. Hopefully they support it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I support it. It got my money already.
It could be good if they add a lot of characters and flush them out.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't. I guess it probably was the timetable when it was supposed to come out, and they didn't want to delay it, and that's why we got what we got. But maybe if they do a part 2, you'll get like maybe double the characters, more fleshed out, more different kind of type of moves, and maybe it'll do better if we all like support it. But then again, like I said, like it's great gameplay, but it is hard to support if they're not going to give us at least something to come back to it with. And like the lack of story, lack of things like that kind of disappoints me.
Okay, understood.
It's the easy story. You could just did that with the comic book scenes. You're like, really? They could have easily did that, but they didn't do that.
True story.
Yep.
Well, you want to segue into some of the stuff you guys talked about this past week?
So yes, Morphin Cast is back for this month. Our March Power Ranger podcast will be on Mario Morphin Power Rangers Season 2.
Good.
First things first, do not watch Super Sentai before you watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Oh man,
it's really hard. It gets really tough because Season 2 went more towards being like Saved by the Bell and like California Dream and other fucking shows. Clueless in a way, as in they started showing the teens more, less Ranger, more teens. They started going through their own shit and stuff like that. So basically, it went through that phase. They really pushed into that. Like you clearly noticed that you see the Rangers a lot more outside their suits than inside their suits.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
There's
And
a
you said
lot of
one of
shady
that
shit.
was they had no more footage.
They were running out of Super Sentai footage.
Understood.
So, like in the beginning of the season, one thing you will notice really quickly, because I'm pointing it out to you. Honestly, if you watch it on your own, then if I didn't point it out to you, you may notice it, but you may not really take it to, and you might not think of it as anything. But
Mm-hmm.
one thing you'll notice really early in the season is that when the Zord fought, it was
Okay.
always kind of like in a first person view. You never see the Zord and the monster together on the screen.
Man, that's
Only to like later in the show you did see it, but in the beginning you did not really see the Zord and the monster fight each other on screen.
bad.
Yeah. I did not like the cockpit.
Yeah, you told me it was like really not fair to the rest of them.
No, because Jason just with the Red Ranger, because Jason's not the Red Ranger the whole time. It was just the controls for him, and the rest were just sitting there like, "Hi."
That's
Um,
hilarious.
this season was heavily based on Tommy. It was really, really like Tommy was the main character of this part of the series. It was good. It was bad as well. They did a lot of time traveling bullshit that kind of annoyed. So if you really think about the time continuum and shit like that, it made no sense.
Okay.
They went Western. We saw Power Rangers with tassels on.
Did they ever bring those back?
No, thank
Really?
God.
Wow.
You see Lord Zed duct tape staff. You see the Zed Rangers, which look fucking terrible. They look like bootleg luchadors. Uh, there was a lot of bad. After watching, like really going into it, honestly, my highlight and my biggest highlight of these seasons are Bulk and Skull.
Really? I
Bulk and
wouldn't
Skull
think
are
you'd say
my
that.
favorite things in the series because they're so funny, because they're naturally funny.
Okay.
And the characters are their characters, and you expect the stupid shit from them, but they're fun characters. So at least they're fun characters to keep building on.
Wow. I would not have expected you to say it. That
Yeah,
Bulk and Skull were the best
Bulk and
part.
Skull is my highlights of these series. Even the first season too, I would say like Bulk and Skull. The one thing with the other series as well is the fact that you got more of the Super Sentai footage, so you got a lot better fight scenes. The fight scenes in this one sucked. When it was American fight scenes, they were bad. They fought better out suit than in the suit,
Okay. I got you. Maybe they
and
could see.
the fight scenes were terrible. I hated the pointless maneuvers they did for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
There's like this one episode that Aisha and Kimberly are chasing a baby carriage down, and I was like, Kimberly does a full front flip and made her go faster, and I'm like, how that makes you faster?
She should have did a Psycho Crusher. I'm just saying.
Exactly, like that would make more sense. But yeah, they do a lot of dumb shit like that, and there was things that disappointed me a lot in this. Lord Zed was just a failure. Like he failed all the time, and he just talked shit. He didn't do nothing. Like honestly, if he would have did what he said he was gonna do to them, then I think they would try to win more. But
Oh
no, he talked the shit, but he didn't do nothing.
man, listen. I
Lord
think
Zed is full of shit.
he definitely learned from the Witch Bandora school of
Yeah.
talking shit, but he did not learn of how to get things done.
I think one of the highlights of the villains was when Rita returned, and then pretty much roofed Lord Zed to marry.
Man, that's messed up.
I think because it made her younger and stuff like that, but also Rita was a fun character, and her bringing that character back was actually made it a bit more fun because she just talked shit to Lord Zed all the time,
This is true. Yeah, that
all
was.
the time.
I remember. See, when I think back, I remember that being the most entertaining part was just her just berating him and making fun of him all the time.
So I feel like the season should have ended with the wedding and should have started like continuation of the wedding into
Okay.
season 3. Like again with the final 10 like 12 episodes, I feel like they were needed. They were just there and they were a waste of time. The one went back in time and they went to a Western time and Kimberly was down there and she met the Rangers. that were Rangers, but in the Western times, which didn't make sense too, because again, Jason, Trini, and Zach were the first red, black, and yellow Rangers, and then all of a sudden, Adam, Aisha, and Rocky have a version of them in the past. I'm like, how that works? How that works?
She was dreaming, maybe. That's terrible.
She wasn't dreaming. She was she was lost.
Damn.
And then they had this other one with when this monster brought back the Green Ranger with a lock of Tommy's hair. And he looked like Meatloaf with fucked up face because he was fat. He was a fat he was fat. I was like, yo, you can see his gut. The black is not helping him.
Wow. That's messed up.
And he was like, yo, he fat. He stopped for every intergalactic donut. But like you thought it was gonna be like, honestly, when I remember seeing this episode, it was kind of cool because it was Tommy versus Tommy. He had some good fight scenes and stuff like that. But then it was shit.
No, shit. Can you remind me, what's the name of the bad Rangers you showed me?
The Zed Rangers.
Oh my goodness, that's probably gonna be the image for this episode. Yeah. Their costumes were atrocious.
Yeah,
that shit you showed me, it looked like a Halloween thing. You know when you get the bad costumes on purpose? Yeah. That's what that looked like. It was rough.
what it looks online and when you get it.
Thank you. That's exactly what that was.
Yep. I wish the nostalgia factor was more correct, but my nostalgia factor, I want to kick in dick. It was pretty bad. I'm glad season 3 is only 33 episodes, so I'm happy about that. I'm not happy about seeing the Masked Rider in the beginning because I hated the Masked Rider, the American version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't good. Yeah,
he sucked. He was. We had a lot of jokes that Zordon was kind of secretly gay. We had a little thing about Tommy and Jason being a little thing because Tommy wrote love letters to Jason. You think that he'll write to Kimberly, but no, he wrote to Jason.
Wait, that was a real thing?
Yeah. I wasn't joking. It happened in the damn show.
All right.
Yeah, you don't think Kimberly would get these letters? No, it was Tommy getting these letters. No, it was Jason getting these letters.
Man, and you would, I know why you say you would think because of the relationship they had on the show. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow, that's interesting. Well, they were trying to be progressive. All right.
Yeah, definitely listen to the cast. You'll get a good laugh out of it because we ran off the rails with this one because there's a lot of things that we caught on to, and it was tough. It was pretty tough to watch, especially going through 50 episodes of these. It got really tough. So I'll tell you that much. But was it what I remember? Yes. It's just now I see the footage of the Super Sentai and I see the flaws more into what they did. And then the whole Jason thing, the Jason Trini's acting was done very terribly. I think they really fucked up on that part and how they did things. So I was telling you about that there's footage, there's times that the Green Ranger had to keep wearing green because the old footage they had, he was wearing green. So after he became the White Ranger, he was the only one that was able to go wear green again because some of the footage that they had with the past Rangers, he still was wearing green. So that was the only footage they had to use, and that's what they used.
Gotcha. Damn.
So like you saw Zach with one day he had dreads, the other day he had a flat top. He always had the flat top in the morphing sequence though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I do remember that they did
because they do a lot of the recycle footage in that sense. One thing I noticed very clear in the beginning, and I would tell you this before the cast, was they never used the blasters.
Yeah, you did tell me. You said Jason cooked something.
Yeah, he used it once to shoot like a lock off something. Other than that, they never used the blasters whatsoever.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah. So Mighty Morphin Power Rangers season 2. Again, if you never watched it,
can I just say something there?
Yeah.
I've seen the Super Sentai version of the same time period, I guess, of the Dark Rangers.
Dire Rangers.
Yo, they look awesome.
Yeah.
The Japanese version of the Dark Rangers looks amazing.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they do that? Oh my god. It's like night and day. It's like we have zero budget. We have all the budget. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
It's funny because Saban had limited access to a lot of the Super Sentai stuff. So this is also somewhat a season that you'll see a lot of repeated
But they look
monsters.
so much cooler. They look cooler than the Power Rangers. I think maybe that's why they never used it for the American, because we'd be like everybody but one. You see that?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they feel. I think they also like you started noticing that they're using the same monsters all the time.
Okay, gotcha.
Like they had to recycle monsters because of the footage they had. So in America, they was able to get some of the monster costumes, and that's the ones you see a lot on this show. And you always see like the White Ranger and Goldar fighting because that was a basic one that they could easily use all the time.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's bad. Wow.
I survived it.
It's just wow. Damn. That's unfortunate that there was so many corners cut. Apparently, that's it sounds like you're saying they cut corners. So
I feel like
so
they
hard.
were. I feel like they didn't try deliberately try to cut corners. I just feel like they had limited resources for the show because in the beginning the show wasn't getting the funding that it got later on.
This is true.
So they were very limited with funding, so they had to make the best of what they had.
It's just come on, dude. Some of the stuff that you described, and I'm looking at it just makes you wonder how.
Yeah,
man. Children have a high threshold for bullshit.
we don't notice these things.
They don't notice anything. Wow.
And then also, I'm looking really like closely to it, especially because I'm doing the reviews now.
Yes.
I'm watching it for the things, and the acting was fucking terrible.
Wow,
acting was terrible. They're all monotone. Adam wasn't that great. I think Adam was a better Green Ranger than a Black Ranger. And then when he came in later on as the Black Ranger, he was pretty badass. But in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, he wasn't that great. Rocky was. I want to punch him in the stomach. I hate Rocky. Rocky, I hate you. Steve Cardenas, we hate you.
Yeah, man.
He follows us, but
we hate
you.
I hate you. I saw some stuff on his Instagram this week. He's doing even more stuff. See, that's the cool thing, though. Even though you give him shit, he's still a participant in the Power Rangers community, which I think is like, at least he's not one of them really bad guys.
Yeah, he's not like one of the like children actors that promote themselves as the Ranger.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about, Rocky, the child Rocky.
The child Rocky. That's a damn shame.
Yeah, he comes in with the red Ranger suit and all. I'm like, you didn't even wear the suit. Stop lying.
No, you were just a little boy.
You're a kid.
For them, when they actually show the little boy, that's it.
You're a terrible actor too. He had a mullet, weird fucking mullet.
I remember he had a bowl.
Yeah.
And the first when he was the little Turbo Ranger. Yeah. Oh boy.
No, that's Justin.
Oh, so what can you talk about?
Rocky. All right. So in Mighty Morphin season 3 and going into Zeo, they all got turned into kids.
There was a Rocky kid.
Yeah.
I don't remember that, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, he was doofy looking with a mullet.
Wow. All right. So you're going to season 3 next?
Next season we are reviewing is Dire Rangers, which I'm really excited about.
I feel bad because you're gonna see some awesome suits.
Yep. We're gonna see the Dire Rangers, which is the Thunder Rangers Japanese Super Sentai version. I'm actually really looking forward to this. I did watch the first 10 episodes and I was fucking insane. It was great. The fight scenes and everything was great, and I love the costumes, and all the costumes make sense in this one.
Okay, got you. I have still been watching the marathon going on with Shout Factory, so I have been getting different eras.
Yes.
So it's random like that, but still, I've been seeing some really cool stuff I've never seen before.
And then our cast for May will be season 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Oh boy!
And we'll probably throw in a bonus episode, Jetman podcast that month.
Did they get money? We will see.
Yeah, they got that movie money.
Can I ask a question? Is season 3 when the Alien Rangers showed up, or is that later?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is supposed to be in Super Sentai. It's the Ninja Rangers, and that's their whole series.
Thank you. I do remember that.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah,
cool beans, man.
Yeah, listen to the cast. The Morphicast will be up this week. Definitely give it a check out. I think you guys will get a good laugh out of it. It was a fun cast. It was probably one of the casts we laughed the most in because we were cracking jokes on every fucking body.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Kimberly was hot though.
The same lady, Amy Jo Johnson.
Yeah, she was hot. She was wearing less clothes and she was pretty hot. The only thing is I hated her fake laugh, and like her fake laugh really annoyed me.
Oh shit!
Because she did it all the time. Oh, it's annoying. I want to punch her in the mouth. Like, Trini did wrong.
I mean, it's unfortunate.
She had a love interest, at least in the series.
Really?
Yeah, this kid Reggie. He kind of had a little thing for Trini, and never.
Was she bad? I mean, was he bad?
No, it was just he worked in Ernie's youth center, and
Okay.
he was just a bitch boy to Ernie, I guess.
He wasn't one of the.
Oh, the last thing. Yeah, they added new characters before the White Ranger came, so it'll kind of all fuck your mind and who's the White Ranger. But then they didn't realize that the last scene with Tommy, he was wearing all white.
Really? Huh.
So when the Green Ranger died, they did the letter to Jason. They did the letter to Jason, and he was wearing white. He was wearing all white with a green jacket.
I don't remember that. Wow.
And then they added Reggie. They added Zach's cousin into the show, and they just to add other people, so you would think they're the White Ranger, I guess.
Really? Wow. I remember the Gold Ranger thing in ZL.
Yeah.
Added people.
Yep.
Okay. Good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you can wrap it up after that because that's hilarious. Just two other things. Hey, if you haven't in a long time, you should watch National Treasure. That is an interesting and funny movie. Lighthearted. Good Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
I'm about to find a second one. I've never seen it. Got the recommendation thanks to Giant Bomb. Thank you, Abby. Unfortunately, her eyes blew up, so. So with that said, how do you feel about the Switch? The rumor that the new Switch, that there will be two different Switches coming.
It needs it.
Are you interested in the more powerful one?
Yeah, if the battery life lasted longer, I'll be more interested in getting the it was supposed to be the Pro one.
Yeah, so
it makes sense though because the Switch is not that kid friendly in the way that they could drop it and break it pretty fast.
Yeah, so I don't know where it broke. I know I'm reading a story from Wired UK, and they have a video game article about why launching two Nintendo Switch models is a stroke of genius. And again, it makes sense because there's going to be a high tier and a low tier to accompany the one that's already out there.
Yeah. So I think the current one that's out there now that will little by little become the low tier with the.
I think they're phasing it out.
Yeah.
I think that they want to take it off the market because I think there's a security issue with all the original Switches where if you want to, it's really easy to hack that thing.
Yeah.
And I guess the thing is maybe really the new model, obviously this is the same thing that happened with the Wii. This is the same thing that happened with the Wii U.
Yeah.
They consistently have to update the firmware, but I think in this case there might be a fundamental flaw with the hardware.
Yeah.
That makes it easy to do that. So maybe they're trying to change that out. That's what I think is the real reason for them doing it.
Yeah.
Because the lost money from people not having to buy all the retro games on there, that's a lot of money if you don't.
Yeah.
Because, it's Nintendo. They will overcharge you for retro games. Don't worry about it. They will.
They found a genius way to put old games on here for full price.
Yeah, and it's not a good practice, but they get away with it. It is what it is.
But you're like, hey, I can play this on the go now.
And it's like, damn it, if only there was some really easy way to do that and not pay you all that money for a game that's like 17 years old.
Yeah.
Too bad there's no portable device that I can play my PC games on, so I could just put an emulator on it. And no, I'm not being sarcastic because the only unfortunate part is, even in today's day, nobody's going to play a retro game on their phone because it's not comfortable.
Yeah.
It's like, sure, you might want to play a retrofitted version of Mario where you scroll to the side and just tap your screen to jump. But what if you want to play something like that had more action, stuff that we were talking about earlier related to Cyber Shadow? Like if you want to play a game like Shatterhand, or you want to play Ninja Gaiden, or you want to play one of the various action games that actually will never end up on the virtual console because they're too obscure. You know what I mean? Like a lot of that stuff, even if you wanted to be a dick, you ain't playing that stuff on your smartphone.
No.
And you're not playing on your PSP because nobody's playing anything on their PSP.
Yeah.
And you're not playing on your Vita because it's not even worth to do that to your Vita. Also, you're not doing it to your 3DS because you're not hacking your 3DS. So they have the market cornered, basically. So that's just what it is.
But a good pro version, like more battery life, more quality on the screen, maybe a slightly bigger screen. Fix the Joy-Cons, at least put the directional pad instead of the 4 buttons on it.
Yeah, yes, people. There's actually a lot of complaints about the joypad.
So I'll say those things will help a lot in that sense.
Yeah, and I don't think there's actual any specs for it out.
There's no pictures or anything. It's just rumored right now. It's not 100% right now.
Also, it's the same thing with the rumored discless Xbox S.
No, that one's actually coming out.
Really?
That was set for June.
You know if they have a date?
June. I know it's June. Yeah.
All right, that's the first one of those things that actually somebody confirmed. Good.
Yeah, it was June. It's set for like early June and late June. I forgot what time. But one thing I'm disappointed. One thing I'm disappointed in it, and honestly,
it's even earlier. It's the 7th of May.
There you go.
Good shit.
One thing I'm a little disappointed with it because they have an easy selling point for the Game Pass on there. It should come directly with the Game Pass.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the Game Pass should be built in for it, and you get like the first 3 months free.
That's true. Yeah, there is no details about it.
They're giving you like 3-year-old games. They're giving you Forza Horizon 3, and 2 other games.
I see Sea of Thieves and Minecraft.
Yeah.
Listen, I get the Minecraft. That should just come standard. That shouldn't be a pack-in.
Like I said, the Game Pass should just come with it.
True. No, I'm just saying, like, even if you were to get it naked, some of these things should just come baked into the system by now because they own it.
Yeah.
And Minecraft is one of those things. It's like you should never have to pay for Minecraft again.
Yeah.
If you buy a Microsoft console, it just should be standard. It should be Minecraft should be like the Tetris of Microsoft. It's just in there. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I see Forza Horizon 3 and Sea of Thieves. I don't know about Sea of Thieves. I heard it got an upgrade and it was actually made to be like a really fun thing. But again, that's a super particular type of game. Forza, if you don't like car games, you kind of screwed.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, that does suck. You're right. Right. That's not great.
Yeah. Just put the Game Pass and you get all those games included.
Yeah. That makes no sense.
That's one thing that I was surprised that they didn't do. Like the Game Pass should at least maybe even a year subscription to Game Pass. Just bind this system that you want them to have the Game Pass with that system. So at least 6 months free, 3 months free. At least a way of knowing that you get this pass, you're gonna get all these games.
Yes. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. So that's one thing I was a little disappointed with that. Like the digital thing, I understand, and little by little, everyone is gonna have those things.
But if that price point is low, I'm definitely looking at that.
Yeah,
because remember,
next year, 200. It was rumored to be like 200 to 250.
200 seems doable, man.
Yeah.
Remember what the time period is? Like the consoles are supposedly on their way out. So what? All right, fine.
Rumors I heard was 200 to 250.
So fine. Like if this is the next thing before the systems phase out. That's fine. I think about picking one up, and because I have so much digital stuff that is on the list of compatible stuff, it's like that's not a problem. Yeah. Like I've got a ton of arcade games on there. That's on that list. All I need is Castlevania, and that's on there. So fuck it.
One thing Sega is actually introducing is full arcade ports to the Switch.
Oh, good stuff. Oh well, I mean we could close it out with Sega because they're doing another thing. And they're already fucking up. Sega is releasing a Sega Genesis Mini on September 19th.
Okay.
It'll cost $80, and it comes with 40 games. Here's where they're fucking up from the get-go. The pack-in is 2 3-button controllers. The Japanese one gets the 6-button controllers.
Oh, damn.
So already, they're getting you for money because they're gonna sell those controllers.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's the dumbest thing. I get the aesthetic because it's the original model, the fat one with the headphone jack, and the original controllers for the fat one were the 2-3 button controllers. I
Yeah,
get
but
that.
depending on the games you have, some of them need the 6-button controller.
I don't think they're gonna put anything that necessarily needs,
And that's
but
a lot of the good games they have.
no. But then remember, there's that bad control scheme that they gave you, and here's why I'm mad. Street Fighter Championship Edition and Super Street Fighter were also on that console. Guess what their solution was to help you play the game? You have to press start. You have to press start to access the other buttons.
Oh wow!
So you couldn't pause the game if you used a 3-button controller because you had to press start to switch to kicks.
Oh damn!
That's dumb.
Yeah, that's dumb.
So already they're shooting themselves in the foot with that. That makes zero sense for them to do.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb.
And also, 40 Genesis games is not the bargain that people think it is.
No, it's not.
Genesis did not have a lineup that can compare to a lot of stuff. So it's not a bargain, it's a requirement. You need that many games to equal, you know what I'm saying, an NES Mini.
Yeah.
Because their games were a lot more esoteric. Their games were a lot more like I will say Genesis almost has what today feels like indie games.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games that are just like, what is this?
And they were very fast paced and they were very arcade
into it. Yes. They were very arcade focused in the beginning, yes. And a lot of the stuff was like, what is this? This is like nothing I've ever played, and I don't know if I want to play it again. And it was either hit or miss with a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
I could tell you right off the bat, there's some stuff that I know that they can't put on here that you would want them to, just for like legacy's sake, because of what game it represents. Stuff like Last Escape.
Yeah.
But I think it's Fist of the North Star clone. But you don't want to put it because it's terrible. It's a terrible game, but you want to put it for the fact that you can say, oh, look, the Genesis had a Fist of the North Star game.
Yeah.
But when it comes to playing it, is dookie. So I will have to curate that list further to see, because I don't think they have the list out yet.
No. But
and the Japanese one, I don't think again, this is the thing I do not like, is that there's a lot of games that there are either way better versions of, or they're different names, and they're Japanese exclusive.
Yeah.
And we're not going to get them. So it kind of sucks. And it's $80. It's like, what the fuck? Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
That's a little too pricey.
If it was a Sega Saturn / Genesis thing, I would be like, okay, it's not. I'm not going to buy this. This should have came with Sonic Mania. I'm just saying. That Genesis that the statue should have worked. Just saying.
I'm just saying, there's a Sega Classic collection on PS4 and Xbox.
Isn't it like dirt cheap right now? Like I think it was on sale recently.
Yeah, it's like $20 right now.
Yeah. So like, do yourself a favor. If you have one of the current systems, don't waste your money. But if you're a collector and you have to buy it, like, buy the Japanese version.
Yeah.
Just don't buy the American one. Like, collectors and people who have the nostalgia and would buy these things need to send a message to, like, if you're gonna do it right. Yeah. You know what I mean? And stop segregating the market. Like, that 6-button controller thing pisses me off. It's like, why would you do that? I thought you wanted people to buy it, like, without hesitation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do see stuff like, they mentioned Castlevania Bloodlines, Coming Soon, Gunstar Heroes. And then you start to get to games that y'all never heard of. Madu Monogatari Ichi. What's that? Powerball, Puyo Puyo 2, Rent-A Hero, Shining Force, Sonic 2, Space Harrier 2. Like, those are confirmed. But those are on the Japanese version. US one, they said confirmed Altered Beast, Bloodlines, Coming Soon, Mean Bean Machine, which is that's not a bad game. If you like what is the name of that game? I think it's the equivalent of Puyo Puyo.
Okay.
but it's just Sonic themed. Like that's a really good game. Echo the Dolphin, Gunstar Hero, Shining Force, Space Harrier 2. No, it's the same. And Toe Jam Earl. Like, there's some other stuff on there for 40. That's pretty good, but that's like, would you buy it just for those?
No.
Because if those are the best games, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about that.
I have the Sega Classics on the PS4.
Because I'm gonna tell you, okay, from that list they showed, I'll tell you what's missing that Sega holds near and dear to their heart because every collection they put it on, and it's a bad game.
Yeah.
Kid Chameleon. I think that game is bad, but they put it on every collection. I bet you was gonna be on this one.
Yep.
What's the name of their old school hero? The one with the little big head with the big hand. Is it Wonder Boy?
Wonder Boy.
Wonder Boy. I'm sorry, guys. I can't with Wonder Boy. It's not fun. It's too old school. I know there was a version of Hang On. Maybe that'll be there. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a version of.
They need Outrun.
There might be I don't remember. Was there a Genesis version of Outrun? I know there was a Master System
version. Outrun in these collections.
So yeah, I don't know. There's a few things that probably. Damn, W want Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic 1 is not even mentioned. That's odd. Dynamite Heady. You remember Dynamite Heady?
Yeah, I liked that game.
That's a Genesis only game. Metalhead, that's another obscure one. Who's that? Oh, Shredder. Yeah, I see you, Baraka.
Yeah.
Hyperstone Heist. That's another exclusive.
Yeah, but Konami owns the rights.
No. Castlevania's on here.
Oh,
so it's not publisher exclusive.
So, but then again, there's a license in Ninja Turtles too.
I'm just saying it's in here. Like, so I'm just saying if you're gonna go all out and put 40 games, and you're not gonna put that. That's bad.
If they put Hyperstone Heist, that's about the same price of what you'll pay for it in actual the actual Genesis cartridge. So I will buy it if Hyperstone Heist is in it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because the Sega cartridge of Hyperstone Heist is like $99.
So yeah, that's a. I mean, there's some things, but like that's us hoping that's on there. You know what I mean? So
I doubt it though.
We'll see when the list comes out if they have any more really, really good like Genesis games on there. So where's eSWAT? That's Sega. They made that. Yeah. What about eSWAT?
There's a lot of games.
There's a lot of good stuff on there. There's a lot of good shooters on there too. Thunder Force. All the Thunder Force games. Damn.
Yeah. Look at the Sega Classic for PS4 and Xbox. Look at the games they have. They had to at least have half of those games.
This is true.
You need all the Street Rages in there. You need all the Shinobis. You need Shadow Dancer. Shadow Dancer should be in there.
Yo, they can't put Streets of Rage on there because then the new one will look even worse. Damn.
Yeah. All right.
Steiner is pissed off. I said that.
Yep. He likes the new Axel.
He likes the barrel-chested old man Axel.
Looks like him.
Oh Lord, please don't let him have a sword tattoo on his chest.
No.
All right. All right. So we wrap this one up. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of the It Gets Better Elsewhere podcast. I've been your host, Louis Beans, and I've been here with Mike with the mic.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Make sure you catch us on all of our social media and our YouTube channel. It's RedCycloneInc on YouTube, RedCycloneInc on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also on Tumblr, RedCycloneInc, SoundCloud, also RedCycloneInc. And we also have a WordPress blog that we update every week. So make sure you catch everything there. Mark, where you at?
I'm home. No. I'm at Instagram, Facebook. Well, Facebook, I do the Wrestling Babble on the RedCycloneInc pages. And then on Instagram, I'm Mark with the Mic. Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch TV, SoundCloud. SoundCloud is all our cast. Stay tuned for that. We also have the Morphicast this month for My Morphin Power Rangers Season 2. So stay tuned for that because that one's really
fun. You got a taste. Season 2. You already know what to expect.
And then yeah, that's where you can find me. And always remember,
Sandwiches.
follow the Jinkies.
Tell him put that damn sandwich down. I told him about that.
You're not supposed to have the sandwiches.
We could have went to PAX, but he spent all the money on sandwiches.
Yep. It's all his fault. Next year we'll be at PAX.
He spent the Borderlands 3 budget money. I hope that game is good. All right, sure.
Peace out.
Peace.